bought an Hobonichi Techo to start tarot journaling again after many years. This is part of my journey of reconnecting with my practice, and therefore having this journal means both freeing my writing and deepening or renewing my experience with the cards, blending the old and the new. And I like that it's a chunky journal with paper that invites creativity, and maybe it will help me loosen up a bit after my practice has gotten a little rusty over the past few years. This early section is where I'll be doing the mood tracking with tarot practice I want to share with you today. Then we have our monthlies. And then there is a section turning the page that is blank. We have our weeklies too, but in the weeklies I will do another practice. Today I'm just happy to begin. Inside the package that arrived there was also this little leaflet. I have no idea what it says. I think it's in Japanese, but I love it. It's so aesthetic, and I think I'll keep it in the journal or do something with it. It's just so cute. And you know I love red accents. But together with my Hobonichi, I also got these stickers. If I'm remembering right, they are from the brand Midori, and I'll be using a few of them today to decorate the pages I've set aside for mood tracking, which I'll explain to you in just a moment. I also got this washi. It's very cute. It's like a donut washi, and I'll be using a little bit of this one as well. So before diving into mood tracking, I will explain a little bit the setup here. Here we have some calendars, and this is the early section I will be using today. It starts from month 4, so April, because this is the spring, Hobonichi spring, you know. And then it continues, and we have also the monthlies. So we have our monthly overviews that I will be using today as well. And as you can see, we will start from April, so month 4. And then we have monthlies and also the weeklies here. Okay, the monthlies up to March, I think, 2026. And then we have also the weeklies, but I want to be using these ones because these are for the weekly spread I want to do in the future. And I'll be using these columns. And as you can see also the weeklies, they are, up to March 2026. And then we have the turning the page, which is blank. I don't know what I will do here. And then the dailies, it starts from April again, 2025. And we have our daily pages. And again, this is for an entire year, so until March 2026. So I think this is the last month. As you can see, months also have different colors. Yes, so yes, March is the last month. And then we have here the last sections, some blank pages, a timetable. I don't know if I will be using this one. And then we have the graph paper, favorites, and here a section I really like, this page, my 100. These are, I think, the 100 things you want to do, before you die. I think it's very interesting. Then here we have a bunch of pages in Japanese because this is not the English edition, this is the Japanese one. So I don't know what it says here, but I think I like it in any case. So now, talking about what mood tracking with tarot actually is, it's about tracking your mood using a deck of your choice, one that allows you to work easily with keywords. It's kind of a mix between classic mood tracking and a daily tarot pool, using the daily cards to connect with your emotions each day, ideally, or to keep track of what you are going through during a certain period of life. So you want to select a deck that has possibly a little white book with already some keywords or sentences you can use to mood track. So it has to be rather simple, right? So personally, I like to choose something that is quite straightforward, and I want to rely on the little white book because I want it to be very easy and simple to do every day. So I don't want to actually think about the word myself. I want to be using a little white book, and I'm selecting for this decks that can do that for me. So it's also in a way a method to get to know a deck or to explore what keywords and emotions each card brings up for us, and then use each card as a kind of a bridge to connect with whatever we are feeling in that moment. Of course, we have to pick the word that resonates with us the most, and of course, it's perfect for journaling because if we feel like it, we can reflect on that emotion and fill the pages of our journal with thoughts from the day following the prompt offered by the card. The only difference between mood tracking on my own and using the cards is that I'm weaving my favorite practice too, and that way I get to connect more deeply with the full spectrum of meanings each day. Like the Tower card could mean something totally different depending on what I'm going through. Maybe I feel like something is crumbling today, or maybe it's more of a wake up call, maybe both. So maybe what I'm really feeling is surprise or shock. So actually started using this planner, this binder for the practice, but now I want to change things up. I'm craving more structure, a setup that feels more grounded. So this is how it used to look like. I was using the Lioness Oracle Tarot and I was simply just laying down the cards and jotting down the words I felt connected to in that moment, as you can see, sometimes more than one for each card. And it was pretty simple. I didn't even feel the need to write down the dates between March and April because it was just a little experiment. Now with this new setup, not only do I have dates, but I can also add other elements and do a more intentional kind of tracking. I'll tweak these columns a bit too, adding some lines to fit what I have in mind. So I'm just taking my ruler and lightly drawing lines with a pencil where I'll be jotting down my cards, the elements, and finally the various moods for my mood tracking. So I start by drawing a line, 2 squares after the first number, another one, 3 squares after that, and then I will leave 5 squares on the right side for my 5 moods. Actually, you will see in this video, I will add some lines later because I forgot to do it here. You'll also see that here I'm not leaving space to write down my keywords. That's something I'll do in the monthly section instead. For now, I'm just drawing 3 columns per month to include only the elements I mentioned earlier. I'm also just using initials to write down the cards you'll see and only the number for the majors. That's all I personally need. Now I'm taking some mild liner markers because I'll be using different colors for each month where I plan to note the predominant element of my cards by looking at the overall month. So I'll select 3 different colors. I like these neutral tones and I also have my micron here. It's a micron 01 actually and it's not black, it's gray. And I'll go ahead and color the boxes then in each column. I think the predominant element of the month will tell me a lot about the general energy and themes that may emerge, in my experiences and emotions throughout the period. So looking at the cards, the element will help me understand which aspect of my life or emotions have dominated the month. And so it could also suggest a theme of growth, change, stability, or introspection, I guess, depending on the element that shows up and how it connects with the cards drawn. So it's something I will draw in the end, like I will see what the month was really about and changes throughout many months. But that's what we normally see when journaling, right? So we look back and see what stood out, what we have learned, and how things evolved. And here you've seen me switch from the micron to a pencil because I'm still pretty unsure about how I write and I want to make some attempts with the pencil first. Just like with the lines, I think I'll go over them with the micron later, but for now this works. And now I'm adding some columns because I realized there aren't enough and I obviously need more. You can create as many columns as you want, of course, in any bullet journal. You don't need to have one that's already set up like this. But I have to say, having this setup already in place really helps. Okay, now I have made a bit of a mess because the final G in tracking is spilling into the next column. It went a little too far, but it's fine. This means for April, I'll indicate the best mood with 2 instead of writing amazing because now amazing just doesn't fit. I'll accept it and move on. And this is how the page looks like now. I have written down, my cards, just the initials and also the initials for the elements. And I have, also drawn some dots for my moods. And then I have connected the dots, and you can see there is like a pattern. So, like, apparently during April, I've been happier, during weekends. And I'm quite neutral during the week. Or sometimes, also I've had just one day when I was a little bit like depressed, but that's fine. Now it's time to start writing my keywords. I haven't set any strict rules for this. I'm in the April monthly section and I'm writing down the words that have resonated with me in the past few days. Right now, I'm just transcribing some of the work from April, but I'm doing it freely. I feel really free to write the words inside the boxes, but never in the same way. I keep everything quite minimal and pretty clean, and even though I'll add some decorations later, I don't plan to overdo it, at least for now. I know I'll add more things in the second half of the month. I don't really need to rewrite the names of the cards because I have them in my early section and I can look at them anytime I want. This part is more of a word-based interpretation of my month, while the beginning section is more for a visual and stylized overview. I'm writing in a pretty uneven, as you can see, free-form way, and I might even add some doodles if I feel like it, or I might just leave it as is. I think there's so much room to play here depending on the deck you are using. You can write more or less, maybe even include poems or longer reflections or just single words. You can see I have written a bit horizontally, vertically, and even in a wavy style. And I love that everything's a little different and has a sense of movement to it. Sometimes it's just a single word and a dot. I'm using, by the way, a super simple gel pen. Just wanted to mention that, and maybe it shows through a little, but not too much. Starting tomorrow, though, I'll switch to an erasable pen, just to fix any mistakes if I need to. Now, outside you might hear some rain and thunder. It's a powerful day. I'm starting to decorate the page a little with some tiny Midori stickers. I think I want to begin with these pink ones. I'm going to place a little bow right here where it says sentimental. That was my Knight of Cups day. And this happy label is just perfect for the day I pulled the sun instead. And I think also I will now peel off some of these cute little faces and stick it here for the day I was feeling a bit moodier at the beginning of the month. Now I'm grabbing the coffee themed stickers because I adore coffee, and I think I'll fill in this top left box since it's a date from the previous month and I don't need it. Same for some of the May dates, I'll cover those too because I just don't need them this month. I'm also picking up these little coffee beans because they are so cute and I want to add a touch of green. I love mixing green and pink together. Then I want to use also some washi stickers. I'll use one to cover the daily label and another one down here at the bottom. I think I want to do a bit more in this corner since these days are already from May and I won't be writing anything here, so I'll find some cute stickers or maybe I'll think about adding a doodle, but not right now. I've got time over the next few weeks. Now let's grab the cats. I want a couple. They are so tiny. I'll place the sleeping one on a day I marked in pink, so let's see. And then I want another one that's climbing. I'm sure I want one climbing along the edge. It's cute and subtle. Now I'm picking up this one, this sleepy one. I will put it just here, yes. And it's funny that the card I pulled for today was the Hermit. One of the keywords I chose for today is calm, because it's something I long for. Even if I haven't exactly felt calm, I woke up at 4 a.m. with a nosebleed, then had to go to work, and honestly, I just couldn't wait to come back home. Now I'm placing a little bunny sticker on Easter Sunday. It's this coming Sunday because I saw it and thought it was just perfect. I mean, what better day to stick a bunny, right? I think I'll be going back to my hometown and spending the day with family, but then I'll have to head back home on Monday because next week it's back to work and I've still got classes to teach. It's not really feeling like spring, by the way. It's rainy and cold, and it honestly seems like spring used to arrive much earlier in past years. I don't know about where you are, and yeah, I'm kind of rambling a bit while I do this voiceover, but the truth is, this whole process is super relaxing. Even if this exact moment doesn't have much to do with the cards, it really helps calm my mind. Like deciding where to stick this little cat, and seeing little cute images just does something good for the brain, especially when we are going through stressful days. I really think the journaling process itself is part of the mood therapy. So, cards and journaling have always been a winning combo for me, and I think for many of you too. I remember back when I used to dedicate so much time to it, especially at the beginning of my practice, I found it incredibly soothing, and it was such a big part of the whole experience. Now I'm picking up my new stamp set, and I think I want to stamp some flowers down in the bottom corner. I'm taking also my distress ink. I have chosen these cute little flowers from my stamp set. I have just to press it down and stamp in. I love how it turned out. I think I'll keep working on the next page over the coming weeks, and I might still add a little something to this one too. I feel like I want some red accents, something with a Japanese vibe maybe. Let's see what comes to mind. I don't think the page is finished yet, in particular the corner here at the bottom, and I may also start, setting up also the next month, but we will see what I want to do. It bleeds through a little bit, but it's not really a problem. I'll be changing pen, as I was saying, very soon, by the way, and I think it will be just fine. There is still a lot of blank space, especially at the bottom, but I still have to finish writing down my keywords for my April mood tracking with tarot. And so I think I will add more decorations as I go. But still, I want to keep it fairly minimal and clean because that's just what I'm preferring right now. So this is my new Hobonichi started this spring. I really love it, and I think I want to do something with the cover, decorate it a little, slowly taking my time to decide what to add. I'm always thinking of something with a Japanese vibe, and then I'll get a clear cover to protect this journal. Let me know if you're familiar with this system, or if you use it yourself, or if you just enjoy journaling and feel like following along on this little adventure with me. Personally, I was really curious about it, and I can't wait to fill it up a bit more and start adding more readings too. So I started tracking, mood tracking by putting a card a day in a regular binder with lined paper. I actually got it from a local shop, but then I wanted something more, so I picked up an Hobonichi Techo Spring, which runs until spring 2026. Mood tracking with tarot is such a gentle and intuitive way to stay connected with yourself. It turns a self-reflection into a ritual. The beauty lies in how it helps you notice emotional patterns, gain insight, and also hold space for what you're feeling, one card at a time. I'm not totally sure yet what this journal will become. I know I'll use it for tarot, but it might also turn into a personal diary. Right now, and maybe I'll show you sometime, I'm using a bullet journal for stream of consciousness writing. I'll keep you updated. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a comment if you love tarot and journaling. I hope to see you soon in the next video. And for those who are interested, I also offer personal readings daily on my website, settarot.com. Thank you so much for watching again. See you soon. Bye bye.